about toxic parents. But today, we are flipping the mic. Oh, yes. Because there's another truth nobody wants to admit, which is some adult children grow up entitled. Oh, yes. They grow up disrespectful, abusive, and emotionally cruel. They are cruel even to their parents who gave them everything. And this is the pain of good parents who did their best but still gets blamed for everything. Welcome, people, to another episode of Overcomers Connect with AB and Beck. Today's topic is titled, When Good Parents Get Hurt. The silent abuse of entitled adult children. Oh, yes. Unfortunately, in some culture, we are taught parents are always wrong and that everything the child is doing is the parent's fault. Oh, the parents did not train their children well, did not educate them well. That's why they are behaving in certain manner. And then the children are automatically the victim in such circumstances. But folks, let me tell you today, some parents sacrificed, they provided, and were emotionally available to their children. Some parents supported their children's dream. They protected their children and guided them all the way, and still ended up being disrespected, being cursed, being blocked and abandoned like they never existed. These parents sit in silence and shame because society says, oh, you must have done something very wrong, or you must have been a very bad parent and treated your children so badly. That's why they are treating you this way. No, it is not like that in all cases. Sometimes these parents didn't do anything bad to their children. They didn't do anything bad to their kids to warrant the cruel treatment they are getting from their adult children. These entitled adult children who thinks their parents own them, their life, they can manifest in several ways. And I'm going to list some of the ways you will be able to know when your child is an entitled adult. Okay? Number one, chronic blaming. Oh, yes. Everything wrong in their adult life becomes the parent's fault. Oh, yes. Everything that is wrong in their life, both the one they caused with their own hands, is not the parent's fault. Number two, financial exploitation. Oh, yes. These entitled children, they go demanding money as if you owe them. And then number three, verbal abuse. They verbally abuse you by yelling, swearing, disrespecting, humiliating, and condescending to feel better about themselves and all the poor decisions they made that is now affecting their life. Okay? Another way to know an entitled, an abusive adult child is the emotional blackmail they come with. They go threatening to cut you off access to your grandchildren. And then they threaten that they will never allow you to see your grandchildren or to be in their lives again. Oh, yes. And they are also quick to weaponizing therapy language. Oh, yes. By calling every boundary you place, they call it trauma. And every no you told them is labeled as abuse. Parents, these entitled children, they tend to have selective memory by forgetting all the sacrifices you made for them, but they will only capitalize and then magnify one little mistake you made. Okay? They will magnify it and make it a topic of constant discussion. Entitled adult children will abandon you without explanation. Oh yes. And blocking parents for years without closure. Fellows, this isn't healing. It's adult child to parents abuse. And there is psychology behind this behavior. Oh yes, there is. Clinically, this kind of behavior is called projection, the art of dumping responsibility onto parents. Externalization is another one when you are refusing to take accountability for your own mistakes. And then entitlement schemes or schemers, excuse me. They believe that parents own them forever. Oh yes, these entitled children, they think their parents own them forever. Emotional immaturity is another factor whereby the adult child has an adult body but have a child level coping skill. They just refuse to grow up. Oh yes, they refuse to grow up. And then victim identity is another very significant factor to know about an entitled child. It is a process whereby the adult child is staying small by blaming someone larger for all their problems. Oh yes. Because staying in blame protects them from growth. Okay? To them, blame is easier than responsibility. Oh yes. In all this, people, there is a cultural silence around this topic that makes it worse for parents to speak up or speak their truth. Because in many cultures, parents are ashamed. They are classified as a bad parents if their children walk away. Parents are expected to apologize even when they weren't wrong. And they are told to tolerate everything just for peace to reign. But meanwhile, adult children are never told you are accountable for how you treat your parents. Because to them, the bad behavior of a child is because the parent did not educate them properly, like I mentioned before. They believe when a child goes astray, it is the parent's fault. And then, when the blame is coming from one of the parents, if the child goes astray, the father will blame the mother and say, yo, you see your child? It is never the father's fault. And if the blame is for both of them, society will say the parents are at fault. They did not train their children well. They did not educate their children well. So that silence is there. Parents are ashamed to speak up. Fellows, parents did their part. But whatever the child has become in adulthood is a thing and part of a choice that the parents have no power or control over. So let's be considerate here and let's stop shaming the good parents for the abusive and cruel behavior of an entitled child. Oh yes, as a parent, you know your adult child has become the abuser. If you feel anxious when the phone rings, or you hide your accomplishments to avoid jealousy, or if they curse or belittle you and revise history to stay angry, you know your adult child is entitled if they only call you when they want something from you. Your boundaries are mocked. You feel emotionally drained after talking to them. People, you know your adult child is an abuser. When apologies are demanded but never given, the relationship feels one-sided. You walk on eggshells just to be with them. Oh yes. And parents, if more than 3 of these are true in your case, this is not normal. It is not normal dysfunction. It is emotional abuse. So if you are a parent and you find yourself in this situation, there are some things you can do. Oh yes, you can apologize when you genuinely failed as a parent, okay? You can offer love and openness for conversation. You can acknowledge generational learning gaps and suggest ways to close this gap for better future. However, you cannot heal someone who chooses to blame and insult you over dialogue. No, you cannot. You cannot force a relationship with that child. You cannot and should not sacrifice your own self-worth and self-dignity just to be in your child's life. You do not have to tolerate verbal abuse from an entitled child. Okay? No. And you must not walk on eggshells just to be in their life or just to end their love. Come on now, parents. You cannot carry guilt you don't deserve or guilt you did not cause. So say this out aloud if you are a parent. I am not responsible for the choices my adult child makes. I raised them, I did my part. I guarded them, but adulthood belongs to them. And I have no control over that. Another thing you can do as a parent is to stop overgiving. Oh yes, fellows, stop overgiving. Some parents create entitlements by solving every crisis their children present with. They form entitlement by giving money to them without boundary and rescuing them repeatedly, regardless of their ill treatment to their parents. Gotta stop. Parents, you just must stop doing for them what they refuse to do for themselves, okay? Or what they refuse to learn. Again, you need to set boundaries. Set boundaries calmly. For example, you can say, I will not stay in conversation where I am insulted and disrespected. If you curse me, this call ends. Boundaries teach emotional maturity, okay? Boundaries teaches emotional maturity. And also as a parent, require respectful communication from the said child. You need to require, and you say, I request to have a respectful communication with you. Oh yes. You are not allowed to demand tune. Like, oh yes, you are allowed to demand tune. You are allowed to demand kindness. Excuse me. And you are allowed to expect reciprocity or reciprocity. Most importantly, protect your mental health as a parent. If conversations leave you collapse, leave you crying, and leave you anxious, then it is no longer communication. It is a full-blown abuse. It's a full-blown abuse. Therefore, distance is allowed. Silence is allowed. And peace of mind is your human right, and it is very, very allowed. Do not forget to seek support when needed as a parent going through all this. Talk to a therapist. Talk to a spiritual leader in your place of worship. Join support groups and speak with trusted elders for relief. You do not have to internalize abuse even if it's from your children, and you do not have to suffer in the dark even if society will blame you for it. You know what you've done as a parent. You know you've given your all. So please don't be silent. Okay? And let the consequences teach them. Let the consequences they've caused, let it teach them, because sometimes distance is the only classroom pride understands. Fellows, another important thing you can do as a parent is to build a life outside your children. Okay? Is to build a life outside your children. Get hobbies. Do things you've always liked but did not have time to do while raising children. Get busy. Build friendships. Join community. Be joyful and enjoy life. Oh yes, enjoy life. Those things you were not able to do, start doing it, for life is too short and life can burn. Okay? You are allowed to live. You are allowed to enjoy outside of your children. And now, to the entitled children, to the entitled adult children who are listening to this podcast. If every failed relationship is your parents' fault, if every job you lost is your parents' fault, if every boundary someone sets is abandonment, then the problem is no longer your upbringing. It is your avoidance of accountability. Oh yes. Healing requires truth. And sometimes you are the one who needs to grow up. Okay? You are the one who needs to grow up. To the parents who loved deeply and tried hard for their children and still ended up hurting and abandoned and blamed, your worth is not measured by the gratitude of your entitled children. No. Your effort was not wasted because someone refuses to see it. Your story does not end in shame. Your sacrifice was real. Your love was genuine. Your effort mattered. You deserve rest. You deserve laughter. You deserve respect in your older years. Okay? You are allowed to stop carrying adult children who refuse to work, who refuse to learn. You deserve peace. You deserve respect. You deserve rest. Oh yes. So may peace visit your home today. May guilt releases your chest. May joy return to your mornings. May your heart be honored in the years ahead. May every sacrifice you made find harvest elsewhere. This is Overcomers Connect with AB and Beck. And today, take all the permission to apologizing for pain you did not create or pain you did not cause. So until I see you again, take good care of yourself. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Stay strong, people, and stay free.